All right, November 25th, and Aidan and I are back at it today. We are in a brand new spot that I've never been to. You know, these past few hunts have been fairly slow, and the buck activity has honestly picked up a little bit since we've last hunted, but it's just few and far between and nothing like consistent. And so just want to see what we can get into. We've got some great weather coming these next few days around the Thanksgiving time frame, and so hoping we can get on something with these last, week or two or so weeks, I guess, until bow season is over. So these are some spots that I've just found on OnX, just looking around. Looks like they could be promising, but at the end of the day, never been in here, like I said. So what I've been keying in on is trying to find anyway, some spots with good cover right next to ag fields. Obviously the ag fields being on private, but this public butting up to them, may be a situation where deer are holding up on the public and going out to the ag fields to feed at night. So we shall see. Not exactly the greatest conditions for scouting. It's very calm, as you can tell, but it is very wet. It's been raining on and off the past couple days. So hopefully we can sneak around and ultimately get into some good stuff. I have stuff with me. I'm packing pretty light right now. I do have one trail camera in case we find anything worthy of that, but if we do find anything, we'll probably just make it back to the truck and get the stuff and come hang a set and whatnot and hunt tonight. But got 3 different places we want to check out. See what we get into. That's big scrape. That's big scrape. It's like one of those double, triple scrapes that's like multiple licking branches. All right, well, didn't take us too long to get back in here, and we found quite a bit of sign, I'd say. There's a pond, and it kind of narrows down right here where we're at. Aidan took a little bit of footage there, but there's a crossing that kind of comes across here, and ag fields back up behind us, or behind me anyway. Big scrape that you guys saw as well, not 50 yards away from us. And I'm thinking that they're kind of just hooking around this little thicket right here and maybe going off to ag fields. This tree right here kind of takes advantage of that movement if they are crossing that water source, hooking around and going to that ag field. Again, this is all theoretical, but nice double trunk tree right here that, again, could be pretty solid for that. Give us good cover. These maple trees are tough from that standpoint, but if you can find them where they've got multiple trunks, any type of tree with multiple trunks, it helps break you up quite a bit. So this one might work. We will see. I don't know that this is one that I'm just like super giddy about. We have found a couple stands back in here, but could be one that Aidan said it best, just like a plan B spot. So we will see. Probably head over to the next spot. Yeah. Wow. Dude, I thought that was real. Decoy, dude. Yeah. That thing is ancient. Yeah, it is. Look at that. That's pretty cool. Pretty neat. It's freaking heavy, too. All right, well, spot number 2 is in the books, and we are definitely working up a sweat, but it's definitely a lot less sign. I would say, than spot number 1. So as of right now, plan B is plan A. I don't know. We saw some, crossings and deer trails and stuff, but not the kind of stuff that you're looking for as far as fresh sign. Mostly just some older rubs and stuff. So get on to spot number 3, but may come down to going back to number 1. We'll see. Well, we ended up pulling kind of an audible. This is not spot number 3 that I had originally marked out, but that second spot, it looked like there were a bunch of trails coming back into this chunk of timber right here that we're in. And so far the sign is much, much better. And I'm guessing that this is the main, chunk of cover that they're using over out there in that more open stuff we were in. And it makes sense. I mean, it's thick in here and there's a lot of sign. Found a couple good scrapes, big rubs right here. And definitely seems like there's just more activity in general. So this to me is going to be, I mean, it's possible, the deer are going to be in here. It's certainly viable the deer are going to be in here right now. But almost to me, this seems like more of a next year type of play where marking some spots now, where seeing fresh sign and coming back later, hanging cameras and stuff like that to see what's kicking in around in here. So I don't know. I'm kind of going back and forth. I'm thinking we'll just go back to plan B, which is the new plan A now for this afternoon. So I think we're going to scout our way out of here and then go try to make a sit. Well, we are all set up back in plan B, plan A, whatever you want to call it. This is that first spot that we scouted. It's a sweet looking spot from up here in the tree. I mean, we can see pretty much that crossing area as well as kind of the ridge that goes up to the ag fields, as well as just this bedding area where I'm presuming that they're gonna be coming from. All the sign is pointing towards them coming out and working off this way in some capacity. And so I think that it could be a sweet sit. We may not see anything. We may see a giant. You never know. So no intel in here other than what we scouted earlier. We found a good scrape not too far away. Lots of trails meandering through here. Rubs, you name it. So I think it might be a good spot. And we'll just have to find out. But I'm excited for it. It's coming up on 3 o'clock now. And this morning, yesterday was raining all day, on and off. And this morning it was very muggy, still very damp, which we kind of used to try to get around fairly quiet. But the humidity is broken and the wind has kind of picked up a little bit. It's out of the southwest, just blowing back behind me. And between a little bit of a wind switch as well as the humidity kind of breaking off for the first time in a little while, hopefully that gets the deer up on their feet. Still feels warm. Temps are in the 50s. We'll sit in and see how it goes. I have a good feeling about tonight, but time will tell. Well, it's just after 3:30, and just saw our first couple deer of the evening. There was a doe. I could just hear something behind us. She came running through, and then I could hear grunts right behind her. And it was just a little half-rack, 1.5 years old. I'm sure he'll be pretty solid one day, but it's cool. I mean, I was just telling Aidan, like, that's the first bit of chasing, quote-unquote, activity that I've seen all year, so really good to see a little bit of rut activity. Not the spot that I thought that they would come from, for sure, but nonetheless, maybe she's hot. Maybe something else will be behind her. We'll have to keep an eye out back there, but hopefully that's not the end of it. that's gonna about wrap it up. Not a bad day whatsoever. We covered a lot of ground, found some good stuff, and not a bad hunt either. I think that little buck pushed that doe in a full circle around us. I could see a couple deer darting through across us, and then they came back through pretty much the exact same way they came the first time, which is crazy. But other than that, pretty quiet. The weather's not great, but it's definitely changing tonight. So we've got a big front that's coming through, and it's going to be bringing, below freezing temps, snow later into the week. So we've got awesome conditions coming up, and I expect the team's going to be getting on some deer for sure. But sweet little spot nonetheless. I am going to, once we climb down here, hang this cutty back that I've been toting around all day on that crossing over there, just see what's kicking around in here. We'll see how that goes, hanging a camera in the dark. But Aidan did it not too long ago, and he said it worked out pretty good. He's had some bucks on there, so we shall see. But another great night again, and we'll see you on the next one.